Now, so what we should emphasize is the establishment of sound and prudent regulatory and supervisory infrastructure. And in this regard, and at this point, what I am concerned about is the pendulum of regulations swinging toward the other extreme. The current financial crisis should not be used as a pretext for reverting to statism. The second point I would like to make is that the global community should pay particular attention to the possibility of rising protectionism, nationalism, and anti-globalism. History shows that no country has ever improved its people's well-being on a sustainable basis without actively engaging in globalization. There will be no better example which illustrates this point than the story of two Koreas. I fully agree with the Prime Minister of Kenya, who said yesterday that what Africa needs is more trade and investment. The conference like this one, where the global political leaders and the leading intellectuals gather together, should express the common concern in this regard and came out with a strong statement for resuscitating the DDA negotiations. I hope the same thing should be done by the G8 leaders. With this, I will end here. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Just to bounce back on what you've just said, sir, I think we all understand your concern for regional governance. I think you also highlighted the fact that despite the financial crisis that Asia experienced in 97-98, you said that these measures, these essential measures on regulation and monitoring, hadn't been implemented. Now, why wasn't it done? Was it because there was an insufficient will to do so? And do you feel that there is this will nowadays in Asia? Is there this will and determination to act? As Pascal Lamy said yesterday, determination and will is the key to everything. Now, you said also that you supported this idea of the establishment of a European fund to manage the crisis. It seems, however, that Europe has not managed to find an agreement with itself. So what sort of a recommendation would you make to Europeans, given your experience in the 97 crisis?
Well, let me answer the second question first. I do know that the European member countries, EU member countries, has all different deposit guarantee systems and different banking system, and therefore it would be quite difficult to manage such a fund, even if you agree to establish such a fund. So agreeing on the modus operandi would be quite difficult. But this current situation is so grave. I think the moral hazard and all the problems are there, but I don't think we can afford to waste our time in making concerted effort. Very decisive and bold effort is needed to ameliorate this current crisis. The crisis is so severe and so serious that the global leaders should exert really statesman-like leadership in doing something about it. And more than that, really, I don't know. I'm not, you know, you have all these political realities. In case of East Asia, when the East Asians floated around the idea of establishing, at that time it's called Asian Monetary Fund, it became a kind of this dirty word, and the people didn't like it, particularly in Washington. But even at that time, I thought that as long as we operate the facility in the supplement and complement the IMF. IMF has the limited resources. And so actually IMF acted like not the last lender of last resort. In case of Korea, it acted like lender of first resort. Since it has limited resources, so we have to rely on the U.S. and other lending countries to supplement the IMF. So as long as we operate consistently, I thought this regional facility is good, because today we live in this, the world where the contagion is a fact of life. So if you take care of your problem in your neighborhood, it's not only good for the neighbors, but for the rest of the world. So just like firefighting squad, I always take the analogy. We have the village firefighting squad, and then neighbors get together to help each other to prevent fire, and in case of fire, do something. But as long as you don't throw gasoline on the fire, that is conditionality. So as long as you have the conditionality which consistent with multilateral institutions, is okay. But now we are moving more toward this full-blown regional monetary facility, and the Washington attitude also has been changing in that regard.